Hey friends, Jane here. It's great to see you back, and if you're new, a big warm welcome to you. I'm really glad you found us. In today's tutorial, we'll be working on a new square, the Breezy Wheel. It's a fun variation of my Breezy Blossom square. This one evolved from wanting a blanket with the Breezy Blossom, but also wanting a patchwork feel with a solid square. And of course, I had to tweak it because that's how I roll. Like the Breezy Blossom, the Breezy Wheel is just 6 rounds, so it works up quickly and makes a wonderful little scrap buster. It's simple, it's small, and it's really versatile. The difference between the two squares is in round 3. Instead of the soft petal look of the blossom, the wheel uses a stitch pattern that creates spokes, giving it a little more space and texture. For this tutorial, I'll be working the square in a single color, which lets the stitches do the talking. But of course, it also looks fantastic in multiple colors if you want to play around with that idea, just like we did with the Breezy Blossom. Now you can see this circle part right here. The difference from the blossom to this one is here I used just 1 half double crochet and a chain 1, and in the blossom I used 2 half double crochets and no chain 1s. So in the blossom I was trying to create a petal effect, but in this Breezy Wheel I want to create kind of a lattice effect here. So it gives me more texture, and it's the only round that's different. So the other thing this gives you is it lets you know how to do the square in a solid color. The color I'll be using today is the one I used in the blanket pattern. It's Terracotta by Lion Brand Pound of Love. I'll also be using my 5mm crochet hook. That's the one I like to use most of the time. You'll also need a pair of scissors and a darning needle, but we're doing it all in one solid color, so we won't be using these until the end. I really like the blush color that I used in the blanket, but this one shows up better on camera, so it'll be Terracotta today. All right, well, let's get working on our square. We're going to start with our magic ring. We lie the yarn across our palm with the cut end facing us, hold it in place with our thumb, wrap around the first 2 fingers, crossing over underneath, holding it in place again, and wrapping around 3 fingers. So you have 2 wraps here, the first one and the second. Take your hook and go under the first wrap and over the second, hooking it, pulling it through, and twisting it onto the hook so it stays in place. That's your magic ring part. Now we're going to do a chain 1 to hold it in place. Go to the one over your 3rd finger, hook it, pull it through. That locks it in place and gives you your first chain 1. There's your magic ring, and we're ready for round 1. Round 1, we want to start with a chain 2. So we already have the chain 1 in place, and we just need 1 more chain. This beginning chain 2 represents our first half double crochet. I want to do 11 more in this magic ring. Half double crochet is yarn over your hook, insert into the big loop of the magic ring, yarn around and pull up a loop, 3 loops on the hook, yarn over or around, and pull through all 3. Now you have your first half double crochet, so now we have 2 because the chain 2 counts as 1. You want 12 total, including this chain 2, so we're going to continue around until we have 12 half double crochets. Now, if I counted right, that should be 12, including this chain 2. It's probably easier to count the V stitches on the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12 is the chain 2. Now we cinch up our magic ring by holding on to the cut end and placing our thumb and finger at the base of the last stitch. Pull on the cut end and it cinches it right up. Don't have to do it super tight because you can always pull it in a little more before we darn that end in, and we're ready to join our ring. We're continuing with the same color, so normally I would cut my yarn and do an invisible join, but we're not cutting yarns this time, so we're going to keep on going. Slip stitch to join this round in the second chain of the beginning chain 2, so go right into the center of that. Yarn over and pull through the loop on the hook. That's a slip stitch join to end our round. Now we're ready for round 2. Round 2, we begin with a chain 1, And then we single crochet in the same space that we just joined round 1 in. So insert your hook in there and work a single crochet. Chain 1. Single crochet in the next stitch. So it's a little deceiving here, but you actually want to go into this kind of weird loop right here. See how we worked into this one that we joined into? That's the chain. And then the first stitch is actually right there, not here. This is the one you want to get into. And I always find this a little confusing, but if you miss it, you might end up with the wrong number of stitches, or you'll just end up working into another stitch on this end that isn't actually a stitch. It kind of works out actually. So if you missed that stitch, what you probably would end up doing is working into this stitch at the end, which isn't technically a stitch, it's part of the slip stitch join. But whichever way you do it, just be consistent. And I'm sure there's people who do it this way. So I always say there's so many ways to crochet, just be consistent. We're going to make sure that we have 12 single crochet and 12 chain 1 for this round, however you do it. This is how I do it. So working into that stitch, which is right beside the slip stitch space, we work a single crochet and chain 1. Now we want to do that in every single stitch, single crochet, chain 1. Don't miss any stitches. And when you reach the end, you should have 12 single crochet and 12 chain 1. We should be at 12 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. If for some reason you didn't go into that first one, your 12th stitch will be into this space right here. Just make sure there's 12 of each. Then we're going to slip stitch in the first single crochet of our round by inserting our hook, yarn over, pull it through, and through the loop on the hook. That finishes round 2. So now moving on to round 3, this is the round that's different than the Breezy Blossom. This one creates a little more space and texture than the Breezy Blossom does. We start by slip stitching into the first chain space of the previous round. So you want to go into the chain space, chain 1 space, the first one. Insert your hook, pull up a loop, and pull it through the loop on the hook, and now you've slip stitched into the chain space. We will only be working in the chain spaces. Start with a chain 3, and this chain 3 represents our first half double crochet and our first chain space. Work a half double crochet in the next chain space and chain 1. That's what we'll be doing all the way around. Half double crochet in the next chain space, chain 1. You will want a total of 12 half double crochets and 12 chain 1 spaces. So be careful not to work this round too tightly because we haven't increased anything here. We are still working with 12 stitches and 12 chain spaces because on the next round we're increasing quite a bit. So when we reach 12 half double crochets and 12 chain 1 spaces, we want to slip stitch in the second chain of your beginning chain 3 to end this round. So insert into that second chain, yarn over, and pull through both that and the loop on the hook. And that's the slip stitch that ends round 3. Round 4, we're going to be working a lot of single crochet, so there'll be a lot of increasing going on, and that's why I didn't increase in the last round. It balances it out. We want to slip stitch into this first chain space, which is created by the chain 3. Insert your hook, pull up a loop, and pull it through the one on the hook. Now we've slip stitched into the chain space, and we will only be working in the chain spaces. Chain 1 and work 3 single crochet into that same chain space. Move to the next chain space, no chain 1s or anything in between, just go right to the next chain space and work 3 more single crochet. Move to the next chain space and 3 single crochet. This is what we're going to be doing all the way around. You're going to end up with 3 single crochet in all 12 of the chain spaces, and it's going to give you 36 single crochet. There we have all the chain spaces worked into with 3 single crochet, and you can kind of see how it has the wheel effect now as opposed to the blossom, because we have spokes instead of petals. Slip stitch in the first single crochet of the round, and you've completed round 4. Round 5 is where we're going to square our circle. So this one I will work you all the way through. It's exactly the same as the Breezy Blossom, but again, we're working with one color this time. Chain 1 and single crochet in the same stitch you just joined in. Chain 1. Skip your next stitch and work a half double crochet in the next stitch. Chain 1. Always chain 1s in between your stitches. Skip the next stitch and work a double crochet in the next stitch. Chain 3 this time because it's a corner. Double crochet in the next stitch. No skipping of stitches right here. Double crochet in the next stitch. Chain 1. So we're working around the corner. Skipping the next stitch, half double crochet in the next stitch. Chain 1. Skip the next stitch and single crochet in the next stitch. Chain 1. We've done 1/4 of our square, and we're going to repeat this section right here all the way around. So I'm going to walk you through it and tell you where we're going next, because this is the most complicated round of this entire square, even though it's a very simple square. Skip the next stitch, half double crochet in the next stitch. Chain 1. Skip the next stitch, double crochet in the next stitch, chain 3 for a corner, and double crochet in the immediate next stitch beside it. Chain 1. Skip the next stitch, half double crochet in the next stitch, chain 1. Skip the next stitch, single crochet in the next stitch, chain 1. Skip the next stitch, half double crochet in the next stitch, chain 1, skip the next stitch and double crochet in the next stitch, chain 3, double crochet in the stitch right beside it, chain 1, skip the next stitch, half double crochet in the next stitch, chain 1, skip the next stitch, single crochet in the next stitch, chain 1, skip the next stitch, half double crochet in the next stitch, chain 1, skip the next stitch, double crochet in the next stitch, chain 3, and double crochet in the stitch right beside it, chain 1. Skip the next stitch, half double crochet in the next stitch, chain 1, skip the next stitch, and you're back to the beginning. So you want to slip stitch in this first single crochet to end your round. That ends the squaring round, round number 5. Now we're going to work our final round, round number 6. Slip stitch in this first chain 1 from the previous round. So we've moved over to the chain 1, only working in chain 1s. Chain 1 and single crochet in that same space. Chain 1 and single crochet in the next chain space. Chain 1, single crochet, chain 3, and single crochet in the same chain 3 space. So that turns our corner right there. Chain 1, and now we're going to work across this top edge. Single crochet in the next chain space, chain 1. Single crochet in the next chain space, chain 1. Single crochet in the next chain space, chain 1, and again, single crochet in the next chain space and chain 1. We're back to our next corner, which will be single crochet, chain 3, single crochet. Now let's go back and just take a look at one of these edges. What you want to have is between the chain 3 spaces, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 single crochets, and 5 chain 1 spaces, and then you have your chain 3s that represent your corners, and that's what you have on each edge. So we've worked 1.5 edges. We're going to continue around, chain 1 and single crochet in the next chain space, chain 1 until you reach this corner. When we get to the corner, ending with a chain 1, we do our single crochet, chain 3, and single crochet in the same corner. Chain 1, single crochet in the next chain space, chain 1 until you get to the next corner. What this edge does is it evens out your square. I always find this final edge gives it a nice crisp edge. We're at a corner here, so do a single crochet, chain 3, single crochet. Gives it a nice crisp edge, and it makes it easier to work into when you do your join as you go. So we're on the last half because this is where we started. We're on the last half of this square and we're working our way back to here. Chain 1, single crochet in the next chain space, chain 1, single crochet in the next chain space, chain 1, and that's it. We're right back to where we started. We slip stitch in that first single crochet stitch, and we finished our square. At this point, we bring in our scissors and cut our yarn about 3 to 4 inches, pull it through, and now all we have to work in is this end and this end. So I'll work those in with you. Bring in your darning needle, put the yarn onto your darning needle, and let's zoom in here. Take your needle and go down into the stitch in front of it, and I usually go down and behind a loop as well at the back. Pull it through, and then come back up in the stitch behind it. What I find that does is it gives it a little loop and it kind of knots it in place. Now I just work it into the back loops only as far as I feel comfortable. I can do the whole piece or I can do most of it and cut it off. It doesn't really matter. Depends on your yarn, how well it snags. I work with a lot of acrylics and they do tend to fuzz up a bit and snag, which works to my benefit because they won't fall out. So I work that whole piece in And then when I do my join as you go, it'll get kind of worked in again because the join as you go will work over those edges. Now the back, this piece we started with, I get that on my darning needle. And this is where if I need to cinch this up any further, I do. Just give it a little pull. And then you go in the same direction because you don't want to pull it out, right? So you go in the same direction that it's already moving in, which is clockwise, I guess you could say. And go around a couple times. I usually try to go around at least 2 more times. If you have a yarn that's, say, slippery, bamboo yarns and silk yarns tend to do that, or it's very thin, so it's twisted and it's slippy, you might want to turn around and go in the other direction, or you might want to even knot it. I don't knot my yarns unless I'm working with really fine yarns. So to make sure it doesn't slip out, you can go in the opposite direction. I tend not to. I don't find mine slip out because of the yarn I work with. But if you want to go in the opposite direction, make sure you go over the last strand of yarn you worked under so that you're not pulling out what you just did. Just go in the opposite direction. Once probably is good enough. You don't want to bulk it up too much. And then cut your yarn. And that's it. You have finished your square. Now you'll probably find it's not the most squarey square, but what I find with them, you can either block them if that is what you'd like to do. But when I use my join as you go, they just fall into place. And then I block the whole blanket or give it a nice light wash, and that makes all the squares behave. And that is it for the Breezy Wheel Square. In my Breezy Garden blanket, I used equal numbers of this square and the Breezy Blossom square. You'll find the Breezy Blossom tutorial over on my channel as well. I joined them all together using the Crochet Join As You Go method, and I have a few tutorials on that on my channel as well if you'd like to learn more. If you like everything all in one place, the full 22-page PDF pattern for the Breezy Garden blanket is available in my shop. It's packed with written instructions, stitch charts for both squares, the full Join As You Go instructions, diagrams, color charts, and loads of extra close-up images. Thanks again for spending some time with me today. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and maybe share it with a friend. And I'll see you again soon. Happy crocheting!